I think in this trade, the Washington Wizards won. I don't really like the trade. I don't like the fact that the Lakers got Westbrook.
You
I
think
don't
they
see.
won? You think the Wizards won?
I think the Wizards won. Yes, I don't see. I really don't see how Westbrook fits into that system. I'm very interested to see because you know me. I'm not a Westbrook fan, man. I'm not. I like LeBron James and I like this Lakers team. When he comes to the picture, when Westbrook comes to the picture, he adds a little bit of like erraticness that I don't think they need. You know what I mean? Like he's not a true point guard. He's a scorer. So will they have LeBron at the one for the whole season and Westbrook at the two? And then it's like, can Westbrook accept that role of not having the ball in his hands all the time? You know what I mean? Westbrook is a ball dominant point guard.
I mean, we saw that it kind of worked in Houston with James Harden at the
Even
end
with
of the
Beal,
season. Even
Yeah,
with Beal, it worked. But like Beal isn't so on the ball. With
true.
Harden,
Bill's more of a swing guard. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
that's
More
true.
of
He's
a
looking to
wing
score.
guard. Yeah, and James Harden, that's one All Star. I'll give you that, right? One All Star. This Lakers team, they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? They have a lot of pieces that can get busy, and it's like, how does Westbrook fit into that? You know what I mean? And I say Washington Wizards won. I wouldn't even say they won because, like, I mean, they're getting Kuz. You know what I mean? Kuz, a washed up KCP, and Montrezl Harrell. I think it's a good situation for Kuz because he gets to go into a system where he can get shots up and actually
have
be
a
ball
consistent
dominant.
role.
Yeah,
I
he be the
don't even
second
think
leading
it's the
scorer.
I don't even think it's the best situation for him to even be in.
Really? Why you
There's
say
It's a
that?
little crowded in the front
It's
court
crowded,
there,
very crowded.
but he's
There's
gonna find his
Rui, there's
minutes.
Danny. You know, I feel like
mean,
they also drafted a couple guys.
And they got Trez
yeah, they did
too,
draft
like,
it. I'm gonna tell you this. I think it's a trade gonna happen. They have a lot of people
They
at that
gotta
forward
trade
position.
somebody.
It's
Yeah.
another trade
yeah.
happening. So we're gonna see who gets traded. But
Off season's just
for
beginning.
Kuz offensively, that's the best system for him. If we put him at the 3 and Rui at the 4, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill at the 2, they got Aaron Holiday at the 1, Thomas Bryant at the 5. That's tough.
They got Holiday?
Yeah, they got Aaron Holiday.
Okay, nice.
It's a
Aaron
decent
Good
Holiday.
pickup. Good pickup.
Yeah, gets good pickup. So it's a decent pickup. I'm not gonna cite.
No, he's solid. He's solid.
He's a decent point guard. He's a decent point guard. I would think they would get more of like a like they need. That's a team that would really benefit Kyle Lowry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would work.
But I mean that 5 right there that I just said, that's a decent 5. That's a nice 6 seed. That's a nice 6, 7 seed. Most likely 8th.
Question. What do you think about Thomas Bryant?
I like Thomas Bryant. I'm a Thomas Bryant fan. He's a dog. I like his tenacity.
He's young.
And I like the fact that he can shoot that thing. He can shoot. A lot of people discredit his shot, but he shoots. He creates a lot of space on the offensive floor.
He's extremely raw.
Exactly.
He has so much potential. It's
he
crazy.
could be good, but yeah.
And I'm kind of glad that Montrez is there with him too, because Montrez can kind of take him under the wing. Yeah, their games are very similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for this Washington Wizards team, but the Lakers team, I'm kind of nervous, man. I don't know how they're gonna look.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're gonna look.
I think with the Lakers, obviously, it could go two ways. Either it could really work out for them and they figure it out, or it could be a total fail of an experiment. From the look of it, obviously, I think we all could agree that the Nets and the Lakers are like the two prime teams right now. Everybody thinks they're gonna first in the finals. I think the Nets core 3 work well together, as we've seen. They just haven't been healthy, but I think they mesh better than the trio in LA, but that doesn't mean they're not going to figure it out. I think as long as you have King James on your roster, then one way or another, you're going to find a way. You know, obviously right now they're like the big 3 is like the only 3 players that are on contract, I'm pretty sure. So they're going to be signing a bunch of like new free agents and they're not going to have some chemistry, but I think over the course of the season, players are going to find their roles. Like I remember with Westbrook in Washington, they had a very poor like majority of the season. And then like all of a sudden things just started clicking towards the end of the season. They figured it out. Like Westbrook figured out his role. Everybody figured it out. I think when you have LeBron James on your team, that's going to happen a lot faster. And one way or another, I think this team probably will like, I don't know if they will exceed their expectations because I don't know what their expectations are right now, but they're going to be a really good, competent team because they just have too much talent to fail, in my opinion. So I think they're going to figure it out.
They have too much talent to fail?
Yeah.
And you say that because who do they have? Just LeBron James, for LeBron James, right?
No, I mean, Westbrook out of the picture. You having LeBron and AD. If Westbrook finds his role, because even before they got traded, all three of them met up and they said, "Let's put our egos aside. Let's win a championship together." If they're actually willing to push,
who said this?
Rumors. I don't know if they're real or not, but I heard that LeBron met with AD and Westbrook before the trade. They all sat down. They said, "Westbrook, if you're coming to LA, we all got to put our egos aside and win a championship." I believe that happened. That was definitely a discussion because
it had to happen.
Of course.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Westbrook is not going to be an all-star like we think he is.
No, of course not.
He's not going to be an all-star.
Doesn't need to be.
He can't. Yeah,
he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to drop triple doubles or anything. You know what I mean? Like what he needs to do, what he needs to be is a true point guard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? True point guard, or step into that role as a scoring two. You know what I mean? Don't be doing all that dribbling.
With his athleticism, he can be that.
You say exactly. I agree.
With his athleticism, he can be that guy, and I think for what the Lakers gave, that was the perfect trade.
Yeah,
that was the perfect trade. We're talking last podcast about how they should give up Kuzma, KCP, Montrez in a first round for Buddy Hield. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. They're talking about for Buddy Hield, and now they got Westbrook.
I would have rather Buddy Hield though.
No.
Yes.
They could still get a score.
I see a couple free agents off the top of my head. Some player, I know for off the three that we're looking at right now. Oh, it might not work, but let's wait till they complete this team to finally make a decision on that. I think if they can manage to get a JJ Redick or a Malik Monk, even have that Jeff Green role that he had on the Nets, integrate him into that Lakers lineup. Even I heard Patty Mills is interested in going there. There's still a lot of very solid shooters that are free agents, and the Lakers are a destination right now that players want to go on a cheap deal. So I do expect some of those players that I just named to head to the Lakers.
No, I players are definitely going to go, and we also forgetting that they're going to re-sign Caruso and THT.
Yeah. THT's big. I think he's going to get a bigger role this year too.
He's that scorer that they really need off the bench. You know what I mean? So I think he's definitely going to come in and produce. But I still think if they get a point guard, bro, that would be great. If they get a good point guard, maybe
run it back with Schroeder off the bench.
They got two. They don't need Schroeder. Get Schroeder out of there.
I say get Schroeder up.
Westbrook is there for defense and a security blanket if LeBron or AD get injured.
Yeah,
we saw last year that they need that security blanket. Schroeder wasn't able to do it.
When you put it like that, Cody, that's more believable because I actually can see it from that perspective, right? But is he really a security blanket? We're talking about the Lakers that win championships. What is he bringing to the table?
I mean, the Lakers won it with the same team without Westbrook.
Rondo was the point guard.
Rondo, right.
Now they have
Kuz, KCP. They also had Danny Green.
Who are those guys?
Had a lot of.
Come on.
Danny Green?
Danny Green?
Come on, bro.
What team was Danny Green on last year?
They got their championship.
Did they not get a championship with Danny Green, bro?
They got the trophy.
They got one with him. He was on their team, yeah.